What is a reaffirmation agreement? And does that mean you're still going to owe on certain debts even after you file for bankruptcy and get discharged? Hi, I'm attorney Leroy Roberson, and this is what I'm going to talk to you about today. So let me start with exactly what a reaffirmation agreement is. It's an agreement that you're going to make with a creditor, generally on a home or a car that you may own, some type of secured asset that you still owe money on, but you really want to hold on to that asset. So if you do enter into that agreement, you will still be liable for that debt, even after your bankruptcy, after you've received that discharge. You would still owe on that debt like you never even filed for a bankruptcy. So ordinarily, if you didn't enter into the agreement, that debt would be discharged and you still may have that asset. And let me break it down into a factual example. If you own a vehicle and you still have a balance that you owe that creditor and you don't enter into that reaffirmation agreement, you will no longer be liable for that balance because that debt's going to be discharged. Now, the risk you run here is that that creditor may decide that they don't want to take that risk and come back and take the asset since you don't owe the balance anymore. But in practical matters, what I've seen through the bankruptcies that I've helped clients out with, oftentimes, as long as you are current on your payments, the creditor decides they don't want to come and pick up the asset. Now, if you are behind on your payments, that is a time when they will come and pick up that asset. So deciding on whether or not you get into a reaffirmation agreement, you have to consider that. Now, let's move on to some benefits of entering into a reaffirmation agreement. If you do decide to enter into a reaffirmation agreement, you can renegotiate the terms of that agreement. It's almost like you're entering into a new contract. So if you have a car, you owe $20,000 on it, but let's say you think it's only worth $10,000, $15,000. You can renegotiate the terms of that loan in order to try to get the lender to agree to a lesser amount that you owe. And that way you're going to pay less on the loan. So that's another factor to consider. But unless a creditor really insists on you entering into a reaffirmation agreement, I would caution you on doing that, just because a lot of times having no debt at all is better than a lower balance on that debt, especially if there's really no risk of you losing that asset because you are gonna stay current on your payments. So if you have any other questions about any of this, as always, feel free to let me know. We can talk about it in more detail, but that's it. Hope you guys have a nice day, and I will talk to you guys on the next video. Thanks, guys.